used to fuck up my re-up. Now it's the jet with my feet up. I got the money and power. Now none of these niggas can see us. I'm rocking furs on furs. I'm probably beefing with Peter. I got a pair to leave him. This body cheaper than...
It's your boy MT Young. Up early in the AM. Getting to the bag. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do out here when you're in trucking, man. You got to get up early, man. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, man. Talking about this local trucking. I am a local truck driver, man. I like local, man. I ain't even lying. I found my fit. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what's for you out here. Local works for certain people. OTR works for certain people. And yeah, they both will never meet in the middle because there's many things I like about local just as there's many things people like about OTR. And you'll never get them to agree on which one is better. Everybody got their own opinion of which one is better. But at the end of the day, who cares? As long as you get money, as long as you're out here taking care of your business, it don't matter. Okay? They both pay well. Local pays well depending on what type of company you go with. OTR pays well depending on what type of company you go with there. I mean, you can make a lot of money doing local. They got local jobs paying, again, depending on what type of company you get, you got local jobs paying between $50,000 and I'd say about 80 to 90,000, depending on what type of company you go with. I keep stressing that because that's what matters. It's all about what company you go with because different companies do different things. If I was a flatbed person, local, I can make 65 cents, 75 cents a mile, being home daily, making that type of money. I know a company out here in Ohio paying 75 cents per mile, flatbed, local, 80, 90,000 per year. You know, so it just depends on what company you go with at the end of the day. I mean, I can, when I was with my previous company, I was projected to make $85,000, between like 80 and 85,000, in that range. But you got OTR companies and vice versa. Again, depending on what type of company you go with. Do your research. Talk to other truck drivers, but don't believe every truck driver. Don't believe everything you hear, because people fabricate stories. They throw a little extra sauce on it to make it taste good, sound good. You know, that's just what truck drivers do, man. Unless you meet a stand-up guy that's gonna keep it real, keep it 100, like your boy MTM. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you what I know. I'm gonna tell you what I've experienced. I'm gonna tell you what I heard. Now, just because I hear it, I don't always believe what somebody tell me. I take it in consideration and use my own common sense to figure out whether it sounds good or it's vital information for me. You know what I mean? Because, again, I'm still learning as I go about trucking, the business of trucking, the companies, what type of jobs pay this, what type of jobs pay that, regional jobs, OTR jobs, local jobs. It's all about who you talk to. Don't be afraid to pull up on truck drivers to talk to them. I do that all the time. Most truck drivers are down-to-earth people, and they'll have a conversation with you, honestly. Because, hey, they ain't got nothing to do. They out there lonely as hell, bored as hell. They ain't got nothing to do. They'll sit there and talk to you. Hell, I had a guy talk to me down there an hour just about some trucking things. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't be afraid to talk to people about certain jobs in trucking, certain companies in trucking. Just because a person tell you about a job such as Swift or Snyder, you know, just because they had a bad experience don't mean you gonna have a bad experience. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand that some people are just assholes by nature. They crybaby truck drivers. They always complaining about something. So if it don't go their way, they complain about it and they throw a bad label on that company. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are crybaby truck drivers. So you cannot always listen to what somebody tell you. Take it at heed, but use your own common sense and still do more research. You know what I mean? But local is cool. You know, I told you guys in my previous videos to find your fit. I've done regional. I've driven to New York. I've driven to Wisconsin before. I've driven out far, and I've done all that. 600. How much? Most I ever drove. I drove to New York. That was like 480 miles. I went to Wisconsin, but that was like a 2-day trip. You know, I tried to like that part of trucking, the regional, because I figured the regional would set me up for OTR, so that I'd be ready to drive 600-700 miles a day, getting 3,300 miles, 3,000 miles a week. You have to, you know, like my guy in Mad Trucker's Corner video, my dude Ember. Shout out to Ember. Hope you're all right out there, brother, if you're watching. You know what I mean? My guy Ember, he told me, because he had 14 years in the game in trucking, you know, and I like talking to people with experience. You know what I mean? They can give me the game. You know what I'm saying? At least what they know. And then I can take what this person knows, and I can take what that person knows, and I can combine them all together. And, you know, I got many different opinions or experiences from different people telling me about what to expect out there. You know what I mean? So, like my man Ember was telling me, I have to build myself up to go OTR. I mean, I'm a big guy. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't know if my sleep apnea has anything to do with it, because I do be tired out there sometime, and I'm an impatient person. So, you know, you got to have patience out here. You know what I mean? You got to check your attitude sometime. You know, I've had to learn to check my attitude in trucking, man. You know what I mean? I've definitely had to learn to check my attitude, man, because you'll be stressed sometime. You'll be ready to give up sometime. You'll be ready to, you know, take things out on people, you know, driving this truck, man, because I be pissed sometime, but I've had to learn to curb my attitude and, you know, try to think positive and, you know, try to think positive, man. You know, get the work done. Do what I got to do so I can make it to the next day. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, OTR and regional, that's a whole different animal. That's a whole different lifestyle. You know, you be laying and sleeping back here. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not hating that at all, you know, because that's the lifestyle of an OTR person. You know what I'm saying? You sleeping in the back of, you know, in the sleeper, in the cab, whatever. And that's the way you live. Like, I ain't used to that, you know what I'm saying? But that's part of trucking. If you're going to involve yourself in doing some OTR work or regional work, you got to be ready for that. You got to be ready to be, you know, away from home and away from your family and grow out of being homesick, you know. I think a lot of times, like when I was in Wisconsin and I drove out far, I was missing home. Like, just for that little trip, I was missing home, man. You know, I don't know why. Local works for me, man. You know, it works for me. And you got to do what works for you. You know, just because somebody else is doing a different type of trucking, or they're doing local, or they're doing OTR, that works for them. That don't mean it's going to work for you. It's just not. It does not mean it's going to work for you. It ain't. You got to find what works for you. Who cares about the negative? I hear so much negative things about local trucking, and people can't stand local trucking, and they can't. Oh, I can't take it no more. Hey, it's cool. If you want to be gone for months on end, hell, a month, 2 months away from your family and loved ones, and just because you gone that far don't mean you making more money. I mean, a lot of truckers, I would say, a lot of them don't have nothing to show for it, honestly. All them years of trucking, I'm seeing guys, I've talked to guys, 10, 15 years of trucking, company drivers. Not saying that just because you're a company driver, that's a bad thing, no. I figure that company driving, one, is going to give you the experience of trucking, learning the business of trucking, especially if you're starting in the game, learning about trucking. I can't see really going out here getting your own truck immediately, getting out of school and try. No, I don't think it works like that. But I think company driving to me is a stepping stone for when you want to get your own truck and go from there. But again, there's guys who went and started their own. Being owner ops and came back to being company drivers after either several years, 5-10 years, and they come back to be company drivers. So, and you got some company drivers making more than the owner op in some cases. So it's just about really, in a way, having discipline. I always say I ain't trucking for nothing, meaning, you got to stack this bread. You doing all this running, all these miles you picking up, and all this, all this work you putting in, mile after mile. Hopefully you stacking some bread, and not spending it, because a lot of times, a lot of us, this is the most money we've ever made. This is the most money I've ever made besides the trap. Legit money. And hell, this is how people. This is how it's money in trucking, because people complaining about making $1,000 a week. They talking about $1,000 a week ain't nothing now. So you got guys, hitting 2,200, 2 stacks a week. Hell, 1,600, 1,500 a week. A lot of them owner op guys getting 3,500 a week, 4,000 a week, whatever. So they complaining about $1,000 ain't nothing. So it's money out here to get, man. You gotta be ready to go out here and get it, man. How you get it is based on you, and it's all determined on how hard you willing to work, and what type of trucking you want to do. Some trucking, passenger trucking, make more money than other trucking jobs. Car hauling, tanker, hazmat loads, dangerous shit, heavy hauling. There's so many different types of jobs out here, and some of them more dangerous than others. Through my job search, I had met a guy who he talking about, because I like tanker. I like tanker. He talking about, do you want to haul acid? I'm like, hell no. Shit. Hell no, man. I'm not dealing with no acid, but it paid well. So, what are you willing to do to get that bread, to get that saddlebag? You know what I'm talking about? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to risk to get that bag? You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to risk my life. It's already dangerous enough. I'm driving trucks, okay? But I'm Mad Trucker Max. I get the job done. But Mad Trucker Max ain't pulling no acid. You know what I mean? But it's all about what you want to do, man. Bottom line at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So that's something for you to decide. Sit back and realize, what direction you want to go in your trucking career. I know what direction I want to go in, but, I'm taking baby steps at a time, learning as I go, because I am learning as I go. And I've learned a lot of things being out here on the road. I learned more when I was regional, but I'm still learning doing local as well. But you got to get out there. You got to get your feet wet. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way you're going to learn, man. So, yeah, man. Local, OTR, Stop all that hating. You know, it is what it is, and it's gonna do what it do. It ain't gonna change. You know what I mean? But one thing's for certain, you gotta get out there and get that change, man. You know what I mean? Get off your ass, make something happen for yourself. Stop complaining, stop bitching, you know what I'm saying? And make it happen. This your boy MTM. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, mess with your boy, get your money.